Alright guys, that was a nightmare.
We had a few mishaps. I dove into barnacles on the bottom of the paddleboard. Rain pelting Matt in his eyeballs and me hiding under the rain jacket.
Woo! We're living an adventure!
It's pretty much a nightmare for us. What's up guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. We are in not Panama.
We're in Panama. We did it, guys.
We're in Palomino today, and we are now going to be heading back to Fajardo. We have ran out of food. There's not a grocery store at this little island. So we need to head back, get some food. We have some repairs. We have some things that we might need to add onto the boat after testing it out this past couple weeks. So it was fun while it lasted, but it's time to go back. But we're not going back to the dock. We're still going to be at anchor, so we're saving that money, and life's going good for us so far on the anchor.
It's going good, but we are going back to port with like a scalded dog with our tail between our legs because it rained for like the first 3 days. It was really, really overcast. So we went way down on our solar power, and we haven't really been able to catch back up. Even with the past 2 days of it being relatively sunny, we got so far down that we haven't made it. So I got to get some gas, run the generator a little bit more. I got to get the solar situation figured out. We have a few things that we have to fix. I have to run power to your room for AC current. A couple things went bad, but I'm really happy with the structure of the boat. We've been at the rolliest anchorages of all hell and no creeks. Silent sleeping. Oh,
yeah,
boy,
as you can see, you can probably tell with the camera going side to side, but let's get it out of here. We got to take up, is that what it's called? Take up from your mooring bowl?
You just turn loose of it.
All right, so there's no wind today, so we might be motoring, but it's only a short pass, so let's go, people. Maybe I'll put the fishing line down.
Alright guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Uncle Matty's Mooring Tips. Quick slash cut. Because you could take that to the bank.
What the heck are you talking about?
You're going to have to do the editing, like, Uncle Matty's Mooring Tips. So I hope you can do it. Anyway, guys, I know you're looking at my anchor and you're like, wow, that looks like a weird anchor situation here. But sometimes with moorings in a place like this, you swirl around all night long. And since my anchor is so big, it'll swirl up into my mooring lines and it'll clank, 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 clank back and forth all night, and it get buck wild, and it could injure my mooring lines. And then also, I don't really like it yanking on my anchor roller here, so I stick it up here like this so that it stays well shy of the mooring line, because the mooring line's a floating line, so it floats up to the boat. When the boat goes next to the mooring ball, it can get all tangled up, and it's a nonsense. So that's what I do, that's how I do it, and that's what I do it for.
Alright guys, I'm putting the fishing line down. I'm the lucky one here, so this is going to come out a giant tuna or a mahi. Something delicious is coming out of today's fishing. What do you think?
Yeah. Alright, so it was a short trip, but we spent most of our time playing with our autopilot. It was just malfunctioning. It would just turn and turn and turn. But last time when we were testing it while we were sailing, toward the end of our sail, it started working not too great either. So we're thinking we had a magnetic interference because Kristen and I took it off of its mount and held it far away, like off in no man's land by itself, and it actually did a lot better. It did all the commands properly and it held on a pretty straight course. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to figure out somewhere else to mount that bad boy, and then we'll be settled.
Alright guys, it's one of the next few days and it's been raining non-stop, which is pretty much a nightmare for us because we gotta get to land so we can get to a rental car. We're gonna try to get new solar panels today. I don't see how we're not gonna get soaked. We have waterproof bags, but we don't have waterproof bags for our bodies, so.
We got the jacket.
We got one jacket to share. This is gonna be interesting. In true gentleman fashion, Matt let me wear the one jacket, so it's starting to sprinkle again, but we got a little bit of a window open, so here we go. Ooh, nothing like sitting on a wet dinghy. Woo! We're living an adventure! How are you feeling about this adventure?
Feeling pretty good about it when the engine starts. When the engines run, it ain't much of an adventure. The adventure starts when the engines quit running.
I mean, my wet butt cheeks have a different idea about adventure, I guess.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Guys, we made it with minimum rain. Lucky for us, Puerto Ricans are awesome and they came to pick us up from the car rental, so we didn't have to walk.
All right, so we're here at the solar shop and I'm thinking I want to get some big boy solar panels, so I'm thinking 2 400-watt panels, but I could settle for some 350s realistically, because when I got the old panels, they were 140 a piece, so I was getting like roughly 300, just under 300 watts per side, but it was never enough. So I'm thinking if I go 400 watts per side and then I test my old panels out to see which two are making the best, I can have 4 total panels again getting around 1,000 watts, which I think is going to be a lot better. You know, I think if we have 1,000 watts, then we make, you know, 70% of it, so then we're making 700 watts, so we could, you know, we could be making 40 50 amps an hour. I'd be happy on that. You know, if I can put 40 amps an hour in the boat on a sunny day, I can make a lot of power that way. So I think that's what I'm going to go for, but I have to check the size, what's going to fit on my roof.
Well, we got to see what they got, but supposedly the price is right here, like 50 or 60 cents per watt.
We're going to have to give the breakdown once we pay for it, but yeah, there's going to be all sorts of extra stuff, mounting gear. I have to change the roof a little bit for these because these are heavier, more solid panels. So there'll be some other costs, miscellaneous, but I'm happy.
Let's get in there.
With where we're going. goes. Okay, so I have this long piece that I have to cut in half for later. So I'm just going to be driving down the road with this thing wide open. Hopefully that's not a problem. I got no rain right now, so we should be good for the time being. All right, so I got the electric back door here.
The trunk is electric
yeah,
on this car.
I don't want it to like slam close and then say I can't stop closing, and then it rams this thing all out. So you know we're gonna see.
So basically, Matt's holding the solar panels.
I'm gonna hold the panels. Chris is gonna hold the rod, and we're gonna beat it to Home Depot. Home Depot's only like a 1 mile down the road, so we should be fine, I think.
Came up with a different idea. Now we have the trunk shut and it's just coming out the front window.
Yeah, so now we got that old Knights of the Round Table. What's that thing called when they would go with the big spears at each other? So if you're on the roads in Puerto Rico, watch out, because Lord Matt, the Lord, might spear somebody off. But no, it's inside the mirror, so should be safe. And like I said, we're gonna cut it down at Home Depot. So we're thinking that this is 14 feet, so this got to be the middle. These gonna be the same, right?
Yeah.
We can call it a thing. I think it's right.
Ta-da!
All right, ladies and gents. So for our eyeballing, we were off.
We tried to.
How much were we off? 1/8 of an inch.
You did good. It's like a 1/4.
Okay.
An 1/8, whatever makes you feel good. Alright, does it fit? High five. Alright guys, yesterday night it was crazy rain, storm, and we had to dinghy back. We did not bring our panels with us because it was very hard for us to get back to the boat as it was. It was ice pelting Matt and not ice. It was rain pelting Matt and his eyeballs and me hiding under the rain jacket. We made it back, and this morning the wind was still really strong and it probably wasn't the best idea for us to bring our panels over at that time. We had a few mishaps. I dove into barnacles on the bottom of the paddleboard, but they're on the boat now, and first things first, what do we gotta do?
Yeah, so I got to get those old ones off, which is going to be a bear, I'm sure. they're giant, massive, sticky panels, so I'm gonna have to go up there with some sort of adhesive remover and shimmy them off without injuring them, because I'd like to keep some of them if I can, or give them away. Hopefully somebody can use them if they don't fit into our array anymore. So yeah, taking it down, seeing what I got to work with. Alright guys, that was a nightmare. These things are super stuck on. Luckily I got my Kamikoto blade out here, and
Not sponsored.
not sponsored. This is just me really using it. This worked a lot better. I chopped the foam that's on the back up, but good lord, what a nightmare. Would it take me about 45 minutes to get one off?
I wouldn't say that on 30 minutes.
Let's call it 30 minutes, so I got 2 hours of just scraping adhesive. Whoa.
Wow!
So that was a pain in the butt. I got blisters all over my hands and feet from that nonsense, but I got them off. I got 3 panels off, and now I have to go up there and start messing with my aluminum mounting rods, tracks, whatever they're called, my frame for my new solar panels. So I got to go up there and see how these are going to go and see exactly what's going to be the best way to mount these. I'm going to mount it to this bar and the bar all the way in the back. So I don't think I can go out very far. I'm going to kind of have to go pretty close to the middle here. So let's get out there and see what's going to happen with it.
It's been a few hours later and Matt finally got the aluminum support system set up. We're getting the little pieces that are going to hold it onto the aluminum supports, and then it's going to be time to put the giant solar panels on. It's pretty windy and I feel like the wind's picking up more every time we decide to pick those things up, so this could get crazy. Any last words?
I didn't look at the weather today because I was putting solar panels on all day, so hopefully we don't have anything crazy coming, because I know somebody did not check out the weather. Probably put some sort of rope all through them holes and stuff for tonight, because I can't really trust her till I can trust her, but no, it's rock solid. I mean, it's a solid setup. I'm gonna move the panels over like another 2 inches or so as far through the middle as I can, because I have to have that chunk in the middle out so I can see the wind directions and sails and all that stuff. But for now I just put it in tight. So that'll get slid over eventually. So far so good. Let's get the other one up there. Throw the cord so it's back there. Alright guys, so we're back up on top of the roof. It's been a couple of days and I wanted to test them out, and over the past 3 days the panels have worked pretty much amazing in my particular opinion. They've been working up to the standards that I had read, and really good sun. I'm making like just under 40 amps, 38 amps to my batteries, so I only lose about 100 amp hours a night running the fridge and all that stuff in the freezer. So I make that back by about 11 a.m., which has been really great because after 11 a.m. I've been able to use the sun to charge some of the heavier dutier things like the underwater scooter lithium battery, the regular scooter lithium battery. That takes a ton. That charges out like 30 amps. So the only thing I haven't done off of the power yet was make water, which I might set up the system so that I can do that. But I like running my generator anyway. So long story short, the bigger panels are working really, really well. They were cheaper, way cheaper than these other pieces of crap. I'm gonna leave these here for now just because I might want to wire them in eventually just to get more power when the sun's out. Let's say we have a couple of rainy days. But even yesterday and today, it was slightly overcast both days and I still made it like, you know, I was making kilowatt hours, you know, 1.9 kilowatt hours and stuff like that. So I was killing it over the past few days. Really happy this is going to solve our power problems.
Alright guys, so this was a wild adventure. We got the solar panels on. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy between the rain, the wind, and all that nonsense, but we got them on. We got good power. Now Matt can stop, you know, worrying about, are we going to have enough power? Can we do this? Can we do that? Now we are filled up like bosses. This boat just keeps getting better and better. But we decided, we pulled the trigger on our Dodger, guys. And before, if you didn't see the last video, I guess I should say, we pretty much, our canvas is kind of old and turned a bright neon turquoise from the sun. It faded. It wasn't good canvas. And the screen, what do you call it? The glass? The glass became cloudy and uncleanable. And a lot of people gave us some good tips. I mean, I don't know if they're good because they didn't work for us. But they seemed like good tips, and we tried them. The toothpaste, we even tried sanitizer, which I think probably made it worse because there's probably alcohol in it. Bug spray. We didn't have the deep bug spray, so we used a different bug spray. None of that stuff worked, so we're going to have to bite the bullet, and we got our Dodger sent away to get new plastic. So is it going to be old canvas? Yeah, but it's going to be new, top of the line, Strata, what is it?
Strata glass, 40 mil, the thick stuff. So the glass is going to be perfect so that even if later on down the road we decide to fix the canvas, we can just use the same glass. We could just seam rip it, take the thread out, and put the new glass, put the glass on there. It'll be interchangeable.
It was something we needed to do. We didn't want to do it, but it's something we had to do. So that's an update, and we're going to be just sailing around, right? Any other updates you have?
We're going to be ripping and riding. I'll say, if you're going to have a sailboat, look into the 400 watt panels. They do a great job. They're killing it. Hopefully they last a good long time. It takes the stress down when you're looking in the fridge. Like, you can actually look around for what you're trying to find instead of just like trying to open and close the door real fast to keep the coldness in. And so that really, really helped. And just being able to charge the scooter. That scooter's a huge draw. That thing charges at like 30 amps. So it takes a lot of amp hours, a lot of wattage to keep that thing charging. So there's that. You know, we may be able to realistically, we could probably get a cooler coffee maker now if you really wanted to make a plug-in coffee maker. So we might get an espresso machine on here.
No,
but yeah,
we're not.
That's working really, really well. It's not an overwhelming surplus of power, but I think on bright sunny days it is going to be, because the first day we put them in, I got them hooked up at like 9 a.m. and we got up to 95% battery capacity from 50% because it had been so rainy for those few days. So we made 200 amp hours on like a rainy day in 7-8 hours. So it was.
Not everybody knows about amps and stuff.
No, it's I don't.
Basically,
even really know.
they're more than double as good as our old ones.
Yeah, it's twice as good as what we had on there. Even, the old ones just never
Yeah, and
did
that's
too
with
well.
just those 2 plugged in instead of all 5.
Yeah, we could even get a small ice maker now if we wanted to, and run that. Once we hit full battery bank by noon, then we can run, the surplus to make ice, do all kinds of extra things like that. Charge the computer, running a laptop.
And how much was the solar panels?
The solar panels were $500, just under $500.
For all of it?
For both of the panels, no. I mean, the mounting hardware was like another
Well, how much
$60.
was each panel?
It was like
So if someone wanted one.
It was $249 for each panel.
$249. So I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, way better than we paid like over $1,000 for those stupid flex panels, like $1,700 or something crazy.
That was stupid of us.
Really
but
stupid.
You live and you learn. Where else going with that?
Hashtag you live and you learn.
Anyways, guys, make sure you guys check out our Patreon down below. We're constantly doing updates on those so you can see what we're doing, real-time updates, and you can help us. A lot of times we look to our Patrons for advice when we can't make decisions or we're butting heads, so you can be part of that. And also our t-shirts. Did anyone check out our new t-shirts? Did you get it? Did you get it? We still need to get ours. The design's fresh and new, and we still need to get our delivery, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye!